We're gonna start off. We're gonna start off early. We're gonna start off early. We're gonna start off with Luca. Gonna start off with Luca. Jay Park. What's your thoughts on Luca, man? Is he a top three player in the league? Is he a top five? Is he a top 75 player overall? Like, what's your thoughts on Luca? I don't know if I got your thoughts on Luca yet.
Well, first of all, what I'm saying, I'm from Dallas. Go ahead and throw that out there. So I mean, Luka is everything to me. Luka legend. I mean, besides Curry or Giannis, he player I'm taking. Curry number one as of right now. He just won the championship for sure. Giannis got his ring, but Luka is on the way. He's young. He's been playing since a baby. He made it to the Western Conference Finals already. He got the skills, some of the best skills I ever seen. He might be the most skilled player of all time. When I watch him play, there's really nothing he can't do because he doesn't have the athleticism, so he has to make up with it with skill. And I mean, everything he does from the post to the step back three, his handles, he's on point, and he's big body. Yeah, I would say, yeah. Besides Giannis, I'm taking Luka. I'm taking Luka. And Curry's still number one, but he getting old. So yeah, Luka top three for sure.
So
And he's
Luka,
definitely already top 75. Yeah.
Luka top. Yeah, I said it last year when they was doing the top 75 players of all time. If they would have gave Luka at least one more season, he would have been up
Yeah.
there. If they would have given
Yeah,
him
with that
at least...
Western Conference Finals run he just did, yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
All right, Sko, what's your thoughts on Luka, Sko? Like what I know you don't. I know you're not a big fan of Luka. What is it? What is his flaws?
No, I think Cole for real. I just don't think he's a good teammate. I wouldn't want to be his teammate, but I bet money he'll beat everybody one-on-one. It's like one of them situations. Well, like it's like Rush. That's how I always looked at Rush. Like I never liked his team ball. I just always felt like he was a good dominant one-on-one player. So Luka's great, man. Well, what the hell going on with y'all screen? Is that my phone tripping?
That must be.
I'm about to say, no, you cut out, but you back in now. Yeah, you back in.
I could hear you. You good? You
But
good?
Oh, yeah,
you saying
but
he good, but
that's what I
you
think
saying
about
what?
Luka, man. I think Luka's great. I just think fool he got the ball too much, dog. I don't think he like supposed to have the ball that much, bro. I don't think no player should have the ball that much.
But as far as the team that they have now, you don't think that's that gives Dallas the best chance to win?
I mean, you can win in the regular season. If the goal is to win championships, you're not gonna win with that style, bro. I don't care who you is and who on your team. You're just not gonna win like that, bro. You gotta think about it. In the playoffs, good teams don't allow that stuff to happen, bro. Good teams take your strength and you have to beat them another way. So Luka can get far as he want in the playoffs. He ain't never win a ring like that. Who he gonna beat with that style of basketball?
You say he'll never win a ring?
I don't think he'll ever win one. And that ain't me hating on him. That's me honestly. Like I don't think that dude will ever win. Not with that style of basketball. If he changed that style of basketball, I think he'll be all right, bro. With that Luka style he playing now, bro, I don't think that man would never win a ring.
So you got him in the Iverson, Harden type of category.
Yeah, he fall like under that, bro. He dominant. We know he can do whatever he want to do out there, bro. But when it come down to winning as a team, that's what I don't think he's gonna succeed at winning as a team, bro. But I think he'll have all the individual stats in the world. But
I just wanted to respond to Bo Donato. He asked if Luka already better than Dwight Howard career wise already. I'm gonna say no. Yes. I'm gonna just because I'm gonna say no. Dwight Howard was supposed to be in the top 75. If you look at if you look at what Dwight Howard did, Dwight Howard actually took his team to the finals, and he was actually defensive player of the year 3 times. So he actually was supposed to be in the top 75. I don't know why they didn't put him. Like I honestly don't know. But Jordan, we talking about your boy Luka. What's your thoughts on Luka, man? What's going on with Luka?
Luka was drafted in 2018, bro. And from jump, Luka came in and said that it's easy to score in the league. Now, when you say something like that, that is some bold statements and some ballsy statements to make, especially about the NBA that you are a part of or you are just joining. And what I'm saying that is not to defend him. I know everybody have their gripes and their complaints with him, but if you look at the numbers that he's putting up compared to what Brown is doing, what Harden is doing, etc., in year 4, that's savage. When they had Kawhi Leonard, Pat Bev, as well as Paul George switching off of him in the playoffs, and he giving each and every one of them work, that's a problem. That is a problem. And on top of that, when you look at him and you watch the games, and I get what Sko was talking about having the ball in his hands a lot. But if you watch the game the other night when they played Golden State and they won, how he was moving the ball and how he was chopping up the defense, because Luka is a problem for many reasons. He's an oversized guard and he has that body on him. Now, just imagine if Luka was athletic. If Luka was athletic, like if he had any form of athleticism, like a small inkling of it, he would really be a problem. And what I mean by that is that he can back down and post up Curry. He can post up Clay, even Wiggins. And when people posting up, they're going to double down on him in the post, and he's be able to kick it out of the three-point shooters, Dorian Finney-Smith, Tim Hardaway Jr., other people that's on the team that's spotting up as well, just like Josh Green when he hit that 3. What I'm saying all that is when he'll draw so much attention, he's able to open up the defense and his offense more. And that's a lot of things that's taken away from that. Granted, I'm gonna pose this question to the panel right now. Now, what player has he had since he's been there that y'all can think that he can go to another team that can complement him, like a Clay complements Steph, like Jaylen Brown complements Tatum, and like who else I can bring up, or like even though CP is old, but like Booker's been complimenting CP. Who can y'all say that's been on his team that he's played with? And this is a question to the whole panel that y'all can say that he has had.
I posted this in a group the other day. The way Luka play style is, I mean, you can't really put him with another superstar and that superstar not be affected by it.
I don't think you need one.
That's okay. So
that's true. Look, you see how Christian Wood is. You see how he was balling with Houston last year. He coming off the bench with Dallas. I've been watching them play. Christian Wood seemed like just a regular dude now playing with Luka.
Yeah, I think the only player you could put with Luka and not be affected is maybe KD, because KD you could put in any offensive system, but anybody else, like you can't put Luka with Giannis. You can't put Luka with LeBron. You can't put Luka with James Harden, like with Embiid. Like so I don't know if you could put any player with Luka and they not be affected by it.
Well, we're going off speculation because we've only seen Luka be ball dominant because he has to be. He's the only notable name that draws that attention. We've seen and we're watching right now, and even though, of course, Tatum and Brown were drafted and built that chemistry and culture together, but we've seen two massively great players play off of each other at that point. I'm not going to sit here and say he's one-dimensional because anytime Luka can come in and say it's easy to score in the NBA, I know for damn sure it'll be easy for him to work with another top-tier player and make it work in the NBA as well. That's just my opinion.
I think it should be easy for anybody to score if they shooting 30 shots a game. Like, you allowed them to make at least half, dog. That's Luka take a shitload of shots, dog. Like, but don't get me wrong, bro. I think this dude offensively probably the best player in the league, if you ask me, dog. I don't think nobody can stop him, but I just know you can't win championships like that, bro. This is a new era of basketball, bro. You just not gonna win being the only man, just being ball dominant like that, bro. You gotta have trust in your teammates. That's what I think, bro. I think he don't have that trust in his teammates.
He averages 8 assists. So I mean, he definitely got the trust, bro.
Yeah, but them assists is just coming off people have to triple team him, so he got to get rid of the ball. So that's how that's coming about. It's not like he giving the ball to somebody in the game. All right, now you take over for a minute while I take a breather. Like he ain't like that. He want the ball the whole game. Like you watch Luka gonna bring the ball down, gonna hold it forever, and like I say, it seemed to work. I think it worked, but I don't think it's gonna work in the postseason. Like I think he's a good regular season basketball player. I don't think in the postseason is gonna translate.
What about when you watch that game against Golden State, all the cuts and all the passes and all when the big men and everybody, like I don't know if you've noticed those cuts and passes that he was making as well, because his IQ is up there with passing in many different forms and many different scenarios and situations. Now I get where you're coming from. Once again, I definitely get where you're coming from as far as as far as coming with that.
But I missed the game against Golden State.
Hey, so hey, first of
Yeah.
all, shout out
But
to my
if you
shout
get
out.
hold up, if you get
Oh, go
my
ahead,
bad.
go ahead. No, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
My bad, because I got cut out. But I was gonna say if you give Luca a defender, I'm saying like Rudy Gobert, somebody that could when Luca does get broke down on defense, somebody that can like hold the paint down and get a lot of stops. And just a couple more 3 pointers, three and D guys. I think Rudy Gobert and Luca, that would be the best like little combo, kind of like on some Iverson and Mutombo. But Rudy Gobert is not like old like Mutombo was. But I think with that little combo, that could take the Mavericks to the
Bro,
So
finals.
what's the difference
I
between
guess like
Luca
a Tyson
and
Chandler break.
what's the difference between Luca and James Harden when James Harden was in Houston? What's the difference?
nothing. They both good regular
So what's the
season
difference?
players.
Luca,
You see,
Luca,
it just don't translate in the postseason. In the regular season, you see them they'll kill all year, but it don't. It don't. I mean, Luca did his thing in the playoffs. I give him that. But good, like I say, good coaches take away. It's like boxing, bro. Like good coaches will take away your strength, and I feel like
yeah,
they. I feel like people like I remember hearing people like they were spotting Kobe points like Kobe getting 35. Like we ain't stopping him from getting it. We know he ain't. We know he gonna get it. I think that's how people play Luka. Like we know he gonna go crazy on the offensive side. So let's break him down on the other side.
Hey, shout out to my homeboy Case. He we follow each other on Twitch. He says Nikola Jokic and everybody else. Nikola Jokic and everyone else.
I mean, I can't
oh
deny
yeah,
that, bro.
Jokic.
As far as,
We watch Jokic take a team that man ain't had no help, bro. Like he ain't had no. I mean, he had role players, but that dude, something different, bro. I don't care what nobody say. Jokic one of the ones, dog. He
So
one of the ones.
Joker, hold up, Joker better than Luca.
Man,
yeah, you got you you
I,
you
I
got
put it like this. I think Jokic took less talent and went to work with it. I think he had
hey
the less
hey
talent out of everybody in the league for him because Jamal Murray went down on him.
hey
So
Jay Park. Hey, hold on. Jay Park. Chris Joseph and who else? Chris Joseph and Alex Smith has said that Rudy Gobert take was some trash, bro.
That's trash,
I missed the
bro.
Rudy Gobert.
Luca get broke down on defense. Luca
What was
get
the
broke down on defense, so you got somebody in the paint to stop the paint. Hey, that's how he needs
that don't
defenders.
man. The
Luca,
thing
this
is,
guy
bro,
everything else. He just need defenders.
Hey,
bro,
Jonathan
defense,
JT Williams too. Man, hey, they gonna get on you about that Rudy Gobert take,
but
man.
defense play a huge part. One man out of position on defense will break down the whole defense. Like y'all hear me? I ain't trying to refer to
Yeah,
LeBron. Y'all hear me say that about LeBron a lot.
Hmm.
Like he be out of position so much that it'll put everybody out of position. You know what I'm saying? And that's how Luka was.
yeah.
That's what I feel like happened to him in the conference finals. He was out of position so much that everybody was out of position. But Golden State went crazy.
Yeah.
But let me ask while we're still on this topic, but let me ask y'all though, who has he played with that y'all feel, let's just say hypothetically, he puts his trust in y'all, he puts his trust in his teammate y'all say he doesn't have. Who do y'all feel will be that player, whether he's with them or not right now, that he's traded, that y'all feel will be able to help him and assist him as y'all the other teams have?
It's
Man,
crazy. Oh, go ahead, Skull.
I believe he got the right pieces, bro. I honestly believe Tim Hardaway is nice, bro. Like a lot of people might not agree, but I
He
just seen
nice.
Tim Hardaway snap. Like I just seen that boy ball. I think we all know Christian
I
Wood.
have
We know
too.
what he can do.
That's facts.
He's a walking double double. We know that.
Yeah.
Uh, Dorian Finley. We just seen him knock the shots down. I just believe when it
No
comes
doubt.
to basketball, bro, you just can't expect everybody to be a spot up shooter. Like people need the ball in their hands sometime to create a shot to get a rhythm. You just ain't gonna just make everybody spot up, bro. It just don't work like that. Like we don't really know many basketball players who could just stand in one spot and just knock them threes down all game. It ain't gonna work like that.
Okay,
I
And
Jay.
I know we compare Luca to my bad. I know we compare Luca to James Harden, but I feel like it's a mix, bro. Luca's like James Harden with LeBron James. Like he's like 50-50. Because I mean he got the James Harden probably the most skillful black player, you know what I'm saying? So he got all the skills that Luca has because he's not athletic. But Luca at the same time, he's bigger, you know what I'm saying? Like LeBron, He gets the rebounds. He can post. James Harden got the court vision, but Luka got court vision like LeBron too. But at the same time, just like LeBron, when people play with LeBron, they don't play as well. And I'm starting to notice the same thing with Luka, because we had EKP went to the Wizards, and now he seems like he's doing pretty good. Just how people leave LeBron, like Brandon Ingram, LeBron, and goes to another team and balling. Christian Woods, he was, like you said, the double in Houston. He come and play with Luka. Now he's like coming off the bench, looking very average. So at the same time, I don't know. Brunson left Luka. He's balling. Even though he was kind of balling with Luka, I feel like Luka takes away some players' talents, because they do like Sco was saying, how they have to sit around and they can't get a vibe. Right? They can't get into a rhythm.
I think Brunson would have stayed in Dallas if Dallas would have gave him a contract.
Bro, Brunson is what they needed, bro.
Money.
Like
Brunson was
like
the
you
money,
just said, Brunson was putting similar numbers up in Dallas, but we didn't know Brunson was gonna be what we seeing right now. Anybody who say we ain't seen this man level up, in New York. I'm watching the game. They was playing. I forgot who the Knicks was playing, but even the commentators was like, "Hey, like bro, Brunson, like really brought a whole new flame to this team." And people was laughing when I said Knicks gonna be one of them teams. I still stand on that. Watch them boys. I watch them boys. Them boys is nice for real. Them boys nice for real.
So y'all stand on
sleeper team.
Okay, so Woods and Bronson. Okay, I give y'all that. Now does this fall solely on Luka? Because we also have to think about the offensive sets that Jason Kidd is setting for them as well. Is the idea to keep the ball in Luka's hands, let him to create? Or is it that Luka? I don't think, this is me, knowing from Jason Kidd, coming from old school, as well as for him having the culture and he's been a part of, he's putting a coach or offensive scheme out there and allowing Luka to do what he wants. I don't think he's allowing Luka to operate that way. So that's why I'm not, once again, to be clear, this is not to deflect from Luka at all, but I'm asking that question because Woods was definitely doing work in Houston. But in Houston as well, Houston is kind of like a perfect storm. And here's what I mean. Houston, even right now, has a lot of talent, a hell of a lot of young talent, good cats. They just beat the Suns last night. But who are you building around? And to be quite honest, I thought that the foundational pieces was going to be Jalen Green and Christian Wood when they pretty much turned everybody away.
What y'all line about in here?
I'm gonna take a side step. Since you came in here late, like I told them, come in here, don't touch nothing. You sit down in that corner, you act accordingly.
You listen and learn, coach.
You listen right now. Bro.
Hey, but this bitch ain't official till I step in here. Now it's official. Now y'all can start.
Kenny, shut the whole thing down, bro. Reschedule it. Tell everybody in the comment section that we're gonna reschedule the dog, and we already been disrupted.
The substitute teachers are no longer in charge now. Let's go.
But to finish what I'm saying is that I'm still confused why Houston let Christian Woods go, to be honest with you, because I think that was a perfect fit, and I thought that they was going to build around Jalen Green and Christian Wood and also Kevin Porter Jr. So when they went over there, I thought it was a great pickup for Dallas for sure. And I'm still confused because I honestly thought that Kidd was going to play JaVale McGee a lot more, even though I know we're running more small ball basketball. But as far as to give the different looks, I don't see him on the court as much anymore. I'm saying all that to say is that I don't know if it's a mix between Luka just being rebellious or just keeping the ball and holding the ball, and Jason, or this is more so Jason Kidd's schemes to where he's wants the ball in Luka's hands more because Luka's a good decision maker. So
I think it's more satisfying your superstar.
Yeah, Luka, that guy, you can't really make him bad. You see what happened to Rick Carlisle? He one of the greatest coaches of all time. He got Luka mad. He up out of there. So you got to kind of just let Luka do what he do.
Hey, that's what I believe. I believe it's just satisfying your superstar. Like if this it's kind of like, hey, if this what Luka want to do, let him do it. But
we've also seen, we've also literally watched and been exposed to different games to where he has literally taken over, and they would not have been in where they are unless it was for him and his impact on the game. So he can't be a gift and a curse. I mean, which he can. I'm going to retract that. He can. What I'm saying is a lot of ways, like with the team that he has, just like Jokic, when they got past the Suns last year and what they did to him, that was on the backs of Luka. Like Luka led that charge in Phoenix. So I'm just to me, and I'm gonna let Coach go, and I'm gonna let y'all rebuttal. To me, it's just it's confusing to the point because what I've noticed in the group and the dynamics is depending on the player, we're harder on them than we are on others. Because a lot of cats right now, I forgot who it was. I think it was Steve and who I was talking to. I forgot his other name, but they're bringing up defense as far as with Luka, right? Steph Curry, who is my favorite player right now, is not known as a defensive guru. John Morant is not known as a defensive guru. They put Dylan Brooks on the other cats. I can go down the list as who else? Devin Booker, same thing. That's when Mikal Bridges come into play. So we can't pick and choose on when we're going to bring up the defensive topic or the defensive rebuttal on certain points and certain all-stars. Because if that's the measuring stick, then a lot of people is going to drop off of that list. Because right now, the only one that are two-way players that really play both sides of the ball are Butler, Tatum,
and Giannis. Giannis.
Yeah, I'm about to say Giannis. There's only a few if you want to use that measure. Yeah. So I'm not sitting here trying to deflect that, and I'm not trying to minimize defense at all. But I've noticed how it's certain cats that we move that goalpost for in certain topics and certain aspects. But I'm
me personally, I did see Morant get targeted last season in the postseason. Like they was after him. But then I also believe that's very common with small guards like that. When you're dealing with little bitty guards, like they're just how it go when you're dealing with little bitty guards. I'm not seeing another little guard go after them. Like, it ain't going like that. With Luka, he was getting tortured with everybody on the floor. Like he was just solely the mismatch. It didn't matter who you put him in there with. He was solely like, let's go after Luka. I don't see that with Curry and them. I see them get switched around until they get caught up with another big. I don't see them get switched around and caught up with a guard and another guard. Like, okay, let's dominate Curry 1-on-1.
No,
I seen Luka. Go ahead.
My bad. Finish. My bad.
Oh no, I would say to me, I seen like Luka was solely the mismatch. It didn't matter who had the ball. Let's find Luka. Like that's what I seen.
Now, what
was beautiful about that? If you target Luka, it pissed Luka off. If you target Luka, he'll start targeting y'all. Like I remember when the Suns was doing it to him, especially Chris Paul. He started targeting Chris Paul and he started going crazy. He started like trying to call Chris Paul out, and that's really how they beat the Suns because he's just a big mismatch with him being a 6'7" point guard. Chris Paul couldn't handle him, and then he was you know how to switch it too. If he play with Luka, he gonna play with you.
I want to say this, and I want Coach to go. I want to say this. I want Coach to go. Luka's the only player I seen set Pat Beverly up. Luka's the only player to shut back. Matter of fact, Pat Beverly went to the bench and never come back.
He gonna play with you right back.
He never came back.
And listen, and on top of it, before you go, Coach. Now, Sko, I don't know if you remember early on in Golden State's runs in the championship, Curry was a target. And I'm going to tell you why Curry's not talked about anymore. You can go back and watch the tapes. You can watch on ESPN takes, on First Take, on all the store, around the horn, the whole nine. Curry was the target because they would switch off. They would always put Curry in the pick and roll because he was a target. But now, if you watch a lot of the games closely, Curry's defense has improved, and he puts forth a lot more effort. If you really watch the games now, so Curry's not a liability like they think anymore, and Curry's he's really worked towards.
I think Clay the liability now. It looks like he
the Hey, Coach, Clay. I think you was gonna bring it up how Luka was killing Clay up the other night.
I heard the commentators say like Clay just got no defense. Like I mean, I ain't been able. Hey, look, this is what they were saying before this game. I think last night. They was like, well, we already know whoever Clay holding gonna have 20-some points. I was like, damn. And I thought Clay was a solid defender. Like I said, I ain't been able to catch it. A lot of times I'm at work. Y'all know I'm at work a lot, so I don't get to catch a lot of games.
Before I get started, I'm gonna push back on one.
But that's what I'm saying. Start Poole though.
Guy said Rick Carlisle, one of the greatest NBA coaches of all time. Let's slow down on that a little bit. Just on that all-time thing. Let's slow down on that shit.
Huh?
Let's slow down on that.
No. That's facts. Who won? Who else won the championship with one superstar? That's a very short list. That's a very short list. You want to say Greg Popovich?
No, Rudy T.
All right, but it's a short list. That's Rudy T. Okay, but that's Okay, but Rick Carlisle, you can't really name five
Hello.
coaches that done that before.
What about
Really,
the
so Rick Carlisle, that
coach?
run Rick Carlisle did, bro. He swept Kobe. He swept Kobe. He swept Kobe. That's a
Man, look,
top 5 player. He took out Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, James Harden. He took them out. You know what I'm saying? That's like 2 championships right there.
man,
Then he got the real championship against Miami
that
Hey
team
man,
was
with one
solid.
suit.
That team was solid, bro. That team was
that was a
solid.
solid team,
Like
and
the
That team
got
was
that.
like
not
the
solid. That
2004,
team was
like the
after
2004
they
Detroit
after they
Pistons.
won, they was solid.
No,
Hey man,
that team was solid, bro.
Yeah,
You had
let's stop.
Jason Terry coming off the bench averaging
they had an
18
old
points.
ass 40-year-old Jason. Yeah,
Jason Terry was averaging 18 points off the bench that
but you
playoff
going
run,
against
bro.
Who y'all talking that 2011 Mavs team?
but you
Yeah,
going
that team
against
was
Kobe
solid, bro.
Bryant, Kevin Durant.
I don't
Man,
know about
Huh? It
solid.
was
They was
solid, but
decent at
Kevin
best.
Durant, James Harden, Westbrook,
That was
that's
before
way
they was
more solid.
MVPs.
hey, that was
Kobe
before
Bryant,
he
Andrew Bynum,
that was before he was James Harden. That was before
shit,
Westbrook was West,
LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh.
and they choked. We know that. I'm
Nah,
not saying
I
that's
seen
LeBron.
I
Hey,
seen the
that's more
I'm
on
changes.
saying
I seen the
LeBron.
change.
Hey,
that's more on
now
LeBron.
don't say
That's
they.
more on
That's more on
Don't say
LeBron.
they, cause
Cause
D Wade held his own. Facts.
LeBron. No, I
D
said
Wade held his own.
I
I
seen
said
it.
LeBron.
I seen the
No,
changes. I seen the
Ron,
changes Rick Carlisle was making though. He was making
he
some
didn't.
changes
He made one
because
change.
Mavericks was down. Mavericks was down 0-2. Mavericks was down 0-2 against
no,
But
no,
Miami,
it
and
was
he
see,
found a way to get
no,
them
them
back
kind of
in
it was
there.
2-1.
series,
It was
them
It was
kind of
2-1.
series come down to who wanted it more, man. I think the Mavs just wanted it more, dog.
Yeah.
They
It was before Spo became a good coach. The thing that Rick Carlisle did, he put 4 guards on the court, and he made Chris Bosh and James play somebody. You know what I'm
Hold on.
saying? He
Hey,
put
Yeah.
hey, we got a special guest.
Yeah.
We got a special guest about to roll up in here, man. Hold on. We got a special
oh
guest.
man,
Hold on. We
Jesus
got a
time
special
for
uh,
the
guest,
uh,
man.
oh
Hold
man,
on, man. Hold on. Here we
oh
go.
man.
What it do,
Here we
baby?
go.
What it
Big
do,
fella.
baby? Man,
Man,
what's
happy birthday,
good,
big
man?
fella.
I was just about to
Uh,
say, coach, dog. Hey, bro, what I told you about sit in the corner, bro,
Hey
and
man,
allow things
that
to
dumb
happen,
ass.
bro. I was about to tell my dog happy birthday first, bro.
Hey, whose birthday? Whose
Appreciate
birthday
y'all,
is it?
man.
Birthday clock.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Will, it was Will's birthday, Sko.
Hey,
Oh, his
hey,
birthday, G.
Appreciate
I'm
you,
a
bro.
yeah, big fella. I'm gonna go ahead on and break a secret about Luka. I don't know a lot of people don't know this about Luka. I just got told it. He's a slow European. That's why he suffers on defense. Same thing with Dirk. Same thing with a lot of these European guys. They're not quick as far as lateral quickness. That's not his fault. That's just evolution, if you want to put it that way. But his effort is always there. Yeah, he gets torched, but he gives effort. You're not gonna take him in the post and back him down.
Oh, no, that's
You're
true.
gonna
That's true.
you're gonna beat him off the dribble. You know what I'm saying? You might be able to pull up in his face if you hit him with a quick in and out dribble. Man, that's cool. That happens. But if you go into the post, he gonna give effort. He fights through screens. He tries to get good positioning. He's just not a good defensive player. It happens, and that's why I get mad when people compare him to James Harden. They're literally 8-minute YouTube clips of James Harden just letting people blow by him, not sliding over, not rotating, not even doing the little lazy shit of throwing your hand behind a
I
guy
believe that was James Harden old
just
days, though.
try to
I
push,
think
try to
I
push the
think
ball
these
down.
last 3 years Harden been a solid defender. That's just my opinion.
No,
I think he
he's been
did.
a, I give you, he's been a solid post defender because he has great lower body strength. But when you put him on the perimeter and you ask him to stand in front of a quicker guard, he gets cooked religiously. He
Yeah, he
doesn't
tried to
put up
he tried
a
to
fight.
he tried to knock the ball by when they pass ball.
Exactly.
I
That's
agree.
that lazy defense. At least Luka gives that effort. At least he tries to get that. He's just not good. He's just not a good defender. Now, I do think once he loses a little bit of weight, because he plays at about 240, 250, once he loses a little weight, gets his playing weight down to about 230, he'll be a little quick on the draw. He'll be able to at least ride the hip of a ball carrier. But right now, he's just not that good of a defender. But he gives effort. Also, when you talk about the scheme, that's all Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd is a point guard. Jason Kidd loved having the ball in his hand. When the New Jersey Nets made those finals runs, the ball was in Jason Kidd's hand 80% of the time. He made the plays. He ran the pick and roll. He the Alice to Carter. He fed Richard Jefferson. That's his game as a point guard. He's a dissector. So of course he's gonna let Luka do the exact same thing. He's gonna let Luka dissect the defense and make the best plays. But you got to look at it. Who is Luka's best player? Everybody got caught up in that. Oh, he don't have no help. When I say he doesn't have help, I mean he doesn't have a solid number two. Just because Jalen Brunson would score 20 points and Christoph Porzingis would score 20 points, that doesn't make you a legit two. Fucking Jeremy Grant averaged 20 in Detroit. He's nobody's number two. When I
Hey,
say
I think people sleeping on Dinwiddie, bro. I don't know why people act like Dinwiddie wasn't nice before he even came over there. Bro,
I think
Dinwiddie definitely one
the
of them
injury slowed
guards.
Dinwiddie down, man.
Bro,
Hey.
Dinwiddie one of them guards who can do everything, bro. You
Yeah.
watch that man, though. That man can shoot. That man got a mid-range game. He can handle the ball. Got good
You
vision.
know what they call that? You know what they call that? They call that a jack of all trades, which usually means you're a master of none. He can't run the offense efficiently. He's not the best playmaker. He can.
But I don't think we were able to see that, though. I don't think we've been able to honestly see that.
No, we've seen it in his career. He's a looter in a riot. Anybody can do it. Anybody can get numbers on bad teams. And that's what he did. He got numbers on bad teams. When he has to play a isolated role, when he has to be a six man, he's not that guy. He's a guy that you let run with the second unit and say, hey, man, get your buckets. Do you, big fella? It's all on you. You run the show in the second.
No, I think he's better than that. I think you ain't giving the real credit. I think he supposed to get.
I'm not saying he's trash. I'm not saying he doesn't belong in the NBA. I'm saying that Spencer Dinwiddie is your second best player in your roster. You're not
He
winning.
ain't going nowhere. Yeah, he ain't going nowhere with Smith as your number
That's
two.
how.
He better. Dinwiddie better than Tim Hardaway.
They wasn't what? They wasn't what? Tim Hardaway is a better.
Dinwiddie better than Tim Hardaway.
Dinwiddie's probably a better all-around offensive guy.
Yeah, I'm probably finna say I say that. Yeah,
I can't say either one is better than the other because Dinwiddie has games and he has spurts to where when he had the ball in his hands, he was able to operate in the fit and basically execute the offense. We've seen it when the Nets, when Kyrie and everything, the whole situation broke down. We've seen it when he went over there to Washington with the Wizards and everything. Like we've seen it that he be able to run an offense, and we've seen his impact on the game. I can't say that him and Tim Hardaway are better than one another because Tim is more of a spot up shooter and a scorer.
Yeah, I agree.
/ facilitator and he executes the offense. So even though he can get to the cup, he can score it off the shoot as well. I can't really compare those two because they play two different styles of basketball, and they also have two different ways that they impact the game. And so I think both are needed because you're not gonna put the ball in Tim Hardaway's hand and ask him to run the offense and ask him to get people open to execute. Dinwiddie has that IQ and he has that capability to do that. And you're also not gonna put Dinwiddie on the three reliably on throughout the game and ask him to be able to hit those jumpers and knock down those threes. So I can't put either one and say Dinwiddie's better than Tim or Tim's better I can't say that honestly. I'm not sitting there trying to have a cop out. Both of them add value to Dallas in different ways for that team. Because even though they brought Kemba, but Kemba's more of a scoring guard than a facilitating guard, even though he can facilitate. But when Luka goes out, Dinwiddie's immediately going to be the point guard since Brunson's not there anymore. So that's why I said it's hard to be able to really dissect and give that kind of that input because that's a loaded question in a sense.
You think that Kemba move gonna help?
Yeah. Hell no.
It can because right now, and I'll say it to my piece, and y'all can speak on it. Kemba's obviously his knees or whatever's going on with his lower body is not what it used to be. And he's not as quick as he used to be. The injuries are going to definitely take a toll on him. And Kemba's always been known as a scoring guard. We've never known Kemba to have a high assist aspect. We've never known Kemba. And what they literally want Kemba to come in is to be a Jalen Brunson that they're missing right now. And it's not going to be the case because Kemba is not the Kemba of old. Now, will he be able to give you some looks? Absolutely. He'll be able to impact the game somewhat. But I don't think he's Kemba of old, and he may be able to surprise and be able to challenge my take on it. But I think, in my opinion, he's not going to be much help because he's not the Kemba that they need. Now, if this would have been his last year, Charlotte coming over there to Dallas to help, absolutely, he'll be able to help and give a different look. But right now, with the injuries, him sitting out, I think he's out of rhythm at this point as well, and I don't think he's going to be able to help the team, in my opinion.
The reason he was sitting out, Kevin Gates' first record label, Dead Game Records. That shit over for Kemba, dog. It's over with. His game.
MJ ran that man to the ground, man.
He ain't got no more.
MJ ran that man to the ground, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Quickness. He no longer has quickness. It's kind of over with, though. I hate to say it. I hope he proves me wrong because I was a fan of Kemba.
Well, that should be okay then because he's moving into a slow offense, so he should be all right.
Though. That's the crazy part. They're not asking him to play slow. They asking him to be the quick change of pace guard. Ain't happening. Ain't happening.
Yeah,
But I do think Kimber. I think where his value gonna be with Dallas. I think it's having another vet, a proven vet with a voice in the locker room. Because it really ain't nobody out there that can challenge Luka's voice. You know what I mean? Like practice and different things like that. I think that's where his value gonna be, bringing a veteran leadership into the locker room. And then I kind of equated to y'all know I'm an Atlanta fan, and Lou Williams was on his last legs. So 2 years ago when we made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, Trae Young injured his ankle. Lou Will came in and won a game for us. I do believe Kimber can turn back the clock and help you out in a playoff game or two. Can he do it for long stretches? No, I don't think so. But we saw the same thing 2 years ago with Derrick Rose with New York. Derrick Rose had a stretch where, man, he was hooping. And I think Kimber can get there, especially like Scope